couple of minutes. I was a little late getting on today. Okay, I'm going to get started. So today we're going to talk about how to manifest the untold truth. I think the hardest part about all this is no interactive audience. I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I'm going to push through and keep going, and we'll see where we land. So let's get started. All right. I had it on my anyway. I'll just edit that part out. So we're gonna start over. How to manifest is our topic for today, and we'll get started. Okay. What will I learn today? Common myths around law of attraction. What is the truth about manifesting? How to become aware of your conditioned viewpoints and the power principle. Those are the four things that we will learn today. Law of attraction myths. Let's explore what it is not. Because there's a lot of buzzwords around law of attraction. It kind of started with The Secret, where it was more commonplace and more of a household topic, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word. And then once social media became a big player, now it's, like I said before, energy this, energy that, manifestation, and everybody has something to say on it. No, I shouldn't say everybody, but quite a few people have a lot to say about the topic. And unfortunately, there are a lot of myths that are being spread. So let's talk about the myths. So one myth, that's a takeaway that most people have from The Secret. Thoughts become things. Think about it and it will come about. And then the other myth, vision boards. Create a vision board and it will come about. Then there's feel good factor. Feel good, just feel good, and your vibration will attract what you desire. And then prayer. Pray about it, let go, and let God. So these are the common myths that are associated with law of attraction. What's the truth? Junk in, junk out, positive in, positive out, poison in, poison out, negative in, negative out, gratitude in, gratitude out. It is a law that says whatever you send out, it shall return to you. So for instance, the Bible says that which you sow, you shall surely reap. So think of law of attraction like fertile ground. So whatever seed you plant in, you water, you nurture, you fertilize, that's what is going to grow. It doesn't care. It doesn't decide whether it's a good thought or it's a bad thought. It's not discerning. You put it in and you put junk in, it's going to give you a junk plant. Positive in, you get a positive plant. Poison in, you get a poison plant. Likewise, it's similar to electricity. Is electricity good or bad? Depends on how you use it. It does not discriminate. So if you go out there playing with those power lines, you will get electrocuted. End of story. So think about it like that. It's a neutral law, just like gravity is a neutral law. Use it right, you're good. Use it like a fool, you get foolish results. Want to jump out the window thinking you can defy the law of gravity? Be my guest. And splat, you go on the sidewalk. How do you explain it? I have no idea. Don't know how to explain how gravity works. I'm sure there's a whole scientific something or another explanation behind it. At the end of the day, we know it exists, we've seen the results of it, and we respect that it exists. So likewise, same thing with the law of attraction, okay? It is a law. Whether you agree with it, believe it, is not necessary. It still will act anyway. So, what is the truth about manifesting? Let's explore what it is. It's not so much that thoughts become things, but conditioned thoughts become things. It's those concentrated thoughts. It's those thoughts that we rehearse over and over again. It's that story that we tell ourselves day in and day out. Those are the things, those are the kind of thoughts that become things. So conditioned thoughts create a thought force, or if you can say conditioned thoughts or concentrated thoughts, they create a thought force and it governs our actions. So we can compare it to a radio station, right? So if I'm V103 and I have more bandwidth, that means I have a stronger signal. You don't have to be exactly tuned into V103 to receive whatever is being broadcasted on V103. But if I'm V102.2, then V103 might overshadow my V102.2 because it's not as concentrated, it's not as broad, and it doesn't go as far. So that's what conditioned thinking is like. A big radio station that covers all wide range. So when the more concentrated it is, the quicker it comes about and it becomes things. Thank God just a thought doesn't become thing, because let me tell you, my life would be upside down, turned around, scattered here, scattered there. I'm so glad just a thought doesn't become a thing. But I have to get some energy to it. I have to concentrate on it. I have to fertilize it. I have to water it. Likewise, you put a seed in the ground, but if you don't take care of the seed may or may not grow. That's like thoughts. But if you put the energy into it, you're consistently working with that seed to grow it into a plant. That's what we're talking about. Conditioned thoughts become things. So if your conditioned thoughts do not equal your goal, then you do not have the thought force directed for LOA to utilize towards manifesting your goal, and your actions will not align with you reaching your goals. So if I say I want to increase my income, but I don't believe it, and I'm constantly saying things don't work out for me. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time for people to do business with me. I just don't know how to do it, whatever. Anything that's negative that has nothing to do with what it is that you want, a prosperous business, then that's what you're given the law of attraction to work with. So it's not a good thought force that it can utilize or leverage to bring you what you want. Let's talk about vision boards. Vision boards can be used to convince you. And I've seen a lot of people, they have vision board class. And I know before COVID, people would have the vision boards class, and they'd get together and everybody put their pictures on their board. And you'll hear people give testimonies. I put it on my board, and then later it came true. And sometimes that happens. I guess it depends on how much energy was given to the images as they were being placed on the board, because this happened to me before. I used Pinterest, not a vision board, and I've used a vision board too. But either way, yeah, I put something on there, and then later on I looked at it, I'm like, whoa, that actually happened. So yes, it can happen that way too, but it's some type of energy being put into them, not just putting the pictures on there like, oh, that's nice, ooh, cute. So while the language of the universe is pictures, vision boards alone don't work. Thought force is required to leverage law of attraction to manifest your desires. So like if you're acting as if, or you're visualizing in your mind all that you feel about the things that you're putting on the board, then yes, it's a good tool for manifesting. Next, feel good, uh, the feeling good one. So basically, feel good to stay connected. So I think that's the reason why when people say feel good, and you'll create the vibration or the energy or the frequency so that you can attract what you want. I think what it really means is our feelings are our responsibility. Our feelings emit an energy that activates law of attraction and draws to us more events, people, and circumstances to feel more of whatever it is that we are already feeling. So whether it be negative or positive, we're going to get more of it. And so one of the things about feeling good is it helps us to stay connected, because hurry and fear and all those other negative emotions would instantly cut our connection from the universal mind. Hence, we will receive no power, no wisdom, and no information to help us to actualize our dreams until we are calm. So it's sort of like if you get in your car and you don't connect to your GPS and you don't know where you're going either. That's what it's like when every time we're trying to manifest something, but we're allowing ourselves to waddle in some other type of emotion like hurry, fear, despair, discouragement, defeatedness, those type of feelings. Fear turns strength into weakness. The calm and balanced mind is the strong and great mind. The hurried and agitated mind is the weak one. So whatever you habitually think you are, is that what you will become. So if you think that you're being used, then yeah, you're probably going to get used. So I read somewhere back earlier when I was reading on the subconscious mind, and it was like the subconscious mind will not allow itself to be made a lie. It's going to validate and make and work with the unseen force to make whatever it is that you are saying come true. And I think at the heart of it, it speaks to self-fulfilling prophecy. So yes, good or bad, whatever you say you are, that's you. So be very careful behind that I am what descriptor you're using. But yeah, definitely feel good to stay connected, and um, it makes a difference. Prayer changes things, not exactly. Even the greatest inspired book of all time agrees, as Jesus highlighted, some prayers are nothing more than vain and repetitions. So prayer plus conditioned thinking, parentheses, faith, changes things. So prayer alone is not going to move much. But when we apply that fertilizer called conditioned thinking slash faith, that's when the needle starts to move towards what we want. So our next section, what are your conditioned viewpoints? There's a quote that says, when we have some pattern buried deeply within us, we must become aware of it in order to heal the condition. That's what Louise Hay had to say about recognizing those areas where we need to be healed, or in other words, what we're going to do with this is talk about connecting the dots and understand more about conditioned thinking. So we definitely, if something is not manifesting for us, and it, for lack of a better words, it's like it's a groundhog's day effect, meaning it just keeps happening over and over and over again. For instance, like in a relationship, no matter what, guys, blah, 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 blah. So more than likely, there is some pattern very deeply within that we're not aware of that we need to heal. And anatomy of the spirit goes even as far as to say a lot of illnesses have to do with these patterns that are buried deeply within us. Like, for instance, I think she said high blood pressure has to do with living in the past with resentment. Is typically the thought pattern or the conditioned thinking that creates that type of dis-ease or disease. So again, it is we're responsible for our feelings and our thoughts. Those are the only things that we can control. So let's keep moving forward. So we need to become conscious of what influences our thought force. So we have natural law and we have man's law. So man's law is usually based upon dogmatic beliefs, constructs of the mind, they must be complied with due to fear of punishment, differs with location based upon the whim of legislators, more relativism, changes with time based upon the whim of legislator, moral relativism. So, man's law, we're in a recession. There's no jobs out there. Man's law is usually promotes some type of duality, like male, female, black, white, rich, poor. So beware of thoughts where you start to polarize on one extreme of a duality. Good, evil is another one. Usually all that stuff is man's law. Nature law is based upon principles and truth inherent to creation, harmonized with due to knowledge and understanding, universal, exists and applies anywhere in the universe regardless of location, eternal, immutable, exists and applies for as long as the universe exists and cannot be changed. So, recession, not a natural law, right? It doesn't exist and apply anywhere in the universe regardless of location. So let's just be cognizant there because, again, it will influence our thought forces, especially with those paradigms around rich, poor, male, female, masculine, feminine, physical attributes, fat, skinny. Just be careful because they can really cause you to go into the ditch instead of going where it is you're trying to go. So the top 3 ways to practice awareness: meditate, journal, reflection. It is amazing to me how long in life I walked around sleepwalking. That's about the best way I can describe it. I wasn't cognizant of my underlying limited beliefs that were standing in my way. And it's interesting how they form. And it's even more interesting when you're finally aware of them. So meditation is something I probably need to get back to, but there was a period in my life where I meditated quite frequently and it made a tremendous difference. So reserve at least 15 minutes during your day to meditate. There are many ways to accomplish this. They have mindfulness, the Silva method, solfeggio tunes, and it's so many, many more. There's a lot on YouTube now. My 2 favorites are Silva method and solfeggio tunes. Solfeggio tunes, you can Google it, but basically it's based on an old ancient musical scale, and there are different megahertz and binaural beats that are used to help you in those areas. Like there's one for fear, so it helps to harmonize you in that area. And then the Silva method, there are 2 different ones. He has a recenter, it's guided, and it's called recentering meditation. And then he has a 3-screen one. I really like the 3-screen one. It's like 15 minutes. And you start out with what your current state is in one scene. Then you go to another scene, some action you see yourself taking in current time. And then you zoom out to the future and you visualize or meditate upon the result that will happen because of the action that you took. So it's a really good one. And then journaling, of course. Reserve 20 to 30 minutes of your day to journal. There are many ways to do it. Some people keep a gratitude journal. Some people keep a personal development journal, a PMA, positive mental attitude journal. This is my favorite. Time capsule. This one is similar to or like what a teenager's journal looks like. You basically are, what's the word I'm looking for? You're basically recounting what happened in your day. This is the one I used to use. It's my least favorite one, but at least it's getting your thoughts out. So it's on paper and you get to see what you're really thinking. So it's good for that. Reflection, practice catching yourself in the act, ways to reflect, monitor your feelings, monitor your thoughts, monitor your actions, and monitor your beliefs about yourself. So that's really listening to that conversation that's going on inside of you, not necessarily the one that is audible, but also listen to the one that's audible because we tell a lot even when we're talking. We don't realize it, but we do tell a whole lot. Renew your mind is essential, and then renew your mind once you've identified the areas in which condition thinking is not in harmony with the things you want to attract in your life, invest in learning alternative ways of thinking. Read, attend classes, watch YouTube videos, join a workshop, hire a counselor, tutor, a coach to help rewire your thinking. I'll give you an example. I was dealing with a narcissist, and I didn't realize they were a narcissist. And it got so toxic. And I finally took an Udemy class called You're Not the Boss of Me. It was $14.99 because I just joined. You know, when you first join with Udemy, most of the class is $14.99, $15.99. So I stockpiled. And so this one was called You're Not the Boss of Me. And I learned so much about narcissism and where I needed to renew my mind in that area and rethink how I was engaging with those people. And lo and behold, peace was restored in my life once I dealt with me on the subject. So that comes to that thing about blaming. It's so easy when circumstances happen where we're blaming the circumstance, the person, the thing, giving them the credit for why we're feeling how we're feeling, when actually we chose to give our power away. We're giving that person too much credit. I try to look at it now. That's the way I used to handle things, but now I look at it like, what is it teaching me? And then I'm going to go and do whatever I need to do so that I am the master of my thought and my emotions in those situations. Do I do it all the time? No. But let me tell you, I see progress, and that's all I can ask for. So let's talk about the power principle. You are a powerhouse. Use every power within you to make your life do what you want it to be. So, law of attraction again, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics, and it is. I can't prove it to you, but I have enough proof in my life that I believe it. So, how can you leverage your thoughts and feelings? Again, it's like sending a signal. We talked about that, the radio station. And so one of the ways that I reprogram or recalibrate or tune my frequency, if you will, I like to use I am. That's one of the exercises I do in my PMA, when I'm doing my PMAs. I am. And I remember one time on my job, I was feeling unappreciated, devalued, disrespected. And so every day I would write, I am respected, I am valued, I'm appreciated, I am, what's the word? Not applauded, I can't remember what the word, but it meant that you're getting praised. And that then I had another period of time where the job was just crazy. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation before. The job is just crazy, and it leaves you feeling some type of way. It can leave you feeling like you're incompetent, and you know that you're competent. It's just that it's a dysfunctional environment in terms of workflow, procedure, and how you need to get your job done. I found myself in that situation, and I started inking every day, I am capable, because I didn't want to get myself worked up and frustrated, because again, when I do that, I connect myself off to the universal mind. And I know as long as I'm connected to that universal mind, my intuition is going to kick in, and I'm going to get a download. Got a tickle, excuse me, got to drink a little bit of water. Then I get a download. I can't tell you how many times that I've solved my problems that way at work when I'm like, I don't have a clue. Ooh, Lord, what am I supposed to do here? But yes, I'll get a download then when I start saying I am capable. And of course, you can use the vision board, like I said, but just put some energy into using it, not just cutting and pasting the pictures. One of my favorite ways to do that is with Pinterest now. I'll dedicate a Pinterest to using it as a vision board. What I like about it is it brings more pictures to me to add to it. Positive what ifs. So many times when we're faced with uncertainty, uncomfortableness, and we tend to automatically go to the negative and imagine the worst possible scenario that can happen. So what positive what ifs are used for, and it's an Abraham Hicks thing. It's not an Angeline thing. Wasn't my idea. It's Abraham Hicks. So let me give credit what credit is due. But with positive what ifs, you turn everything around. Well, then there's Mindy. She wrote a book about it too. I can't remember her last name. But the name of the book is What If It All Goes Right? So she talks about the positive what ifs. And in it, what you're doing is you write down, you start exploring all the possibilities of what can happen. So let's say you need some extra money about something. It could be, what if I win a lottery? What if I come up with an idea of something I can do to raise the money? What if I receive the money in a fun, easy way, unexpected way? So that's kind of how that goes. Oh, I got a tickle again, excuse me. Then if I had it my way in 17 seconds, again, those are Abraham Hicks concepts, and they're basically scripting. So if I had it my way is a prompt that I like to write to. And basically what I'll do is write about it in present tense, how I want something to turn out. So I'll do another class on that one, but yeah, I'll do one on scripting. But along with that, you have Pray Rain Journal, which is a way to script. And then 17 seconds, it means like for 17 seconds, you're going to stay on the positive side of whatever it is that you want to happen using present tense language. Then you want to decode the feedback, your feelings. Your feelings will let you know what's going on. So if you're feeling negative emotions, that means that you're moving away from whatever it is that you desire. You're not on track anymore as far as your thoughts are concerned. And you're weakening your thought force whenever you're having those negative thoughts. Think of it like Pinterest. If I say on my gardening board that I want to put gardening pictures, but I'm actually pinning pictures of hot, sexy guys. So even though my title says gardening, what is going to actually be in there are hot, sexy guys. So that's what this is like. So you can't say you want to manifest X, Y, Z, and then you're in a negative energy space where it's concentrated and it's become your thought force. It's wrong thinking. But if it's positive, then that means you're moving towards it and you're in right thinking as it relates to what it is that you're trying to manifest in your life. Like Pinterest. I say I want gardening and I'm pinning gardening, then Pinterest is going to say, oh, she likes gardening. Give her more gardening things. Give her more gardening things. And to me, that's how the universe works. I'm happy. I'm thinking these positive, concentrated thoughts. I'm giving it all my energy. I'm staying on that one subject. I'm not diffusing my energy by being double-minded. It's like, yeah, she wants this, she wants that, she wants this, and it starts to unlock for me. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. If you found this content valuable in any way, please like and comment. Follow me on other platforms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and I am on WordPress. I have a blog over there that I need to tend to. I haven't written anything in a while. I'm at Choosing for Me on all platforms. And I appreciate your time. And again, like I said, please like and comment so I know that this type of content is of value to you. Peace, love, and light. Love you all. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you.